Goody two, goody two shoes. Goody two, goody two shoes.
Hey everybody, it's Converse King back with another shoe review. And today's shoe is the Converse First String Standard Match Point 3 Ox, which is a stupidly long name for an equally stupid shoe. Some people might think because I'm the Converse King that I love everything they make, but I can tell you right now that's not the case. This shoe is simply the worst shoe I ever bought, and I will tell you the reasons why. Reason number one, the sole isn't even flat. If you look at it very closely, the whole thing is rounded off. Like, that is the cheapest way to make a sole ever, because it's just stamping it out and then you put it on the shoe and you don't even cut anything, and that's it. And it's awful because it's like your foot is a bicycle tire. The thing with bicycle tires is the tread, only a very small portion of it, I think like 15% of the tire is ever actually touching the ground. And it's basically the same thing with this shoe, which makes it really uncomfortable. Your foot, I should say, wants to touch the ground, but the shoe won't let it. And it just makes your foot feel very uncomfortable, and it shouldn't happen. In the modern world, there's no need for shoes with rounded bottoms like this. Even the Chuck Taylor, which I can show you right now, has a flat bottom. Okay, very roundish looking, flat. I mean, obviously this shoe's been worn, so the front is pointing up a little bit. Maybe if I show you from the back, you can see how flat it is. And on this shoe, you can see the bottom just rounded off. It's awful. Aside from that, the upper on the shoe is made of suede, so you can't wear it in the rain unless, like me, your goal would probably be to destroy this shoe. It's a very poorly executed suede, almost like a towel. So if you sneeze, you can slip the shoe off your foot and run it under your nose, but you might have a black mark under your nose because of the suede. I don't know. It might run. Dyed suede products can run if they get wet, but that's up to you. If you want to destroy this shoe, I would support you. The lining is leather, like a good quality leather too, so it makes no sense. Why didn't they just put the leather on the outside of the shoe? I don't know, but I guess Converse doesn't make that many tennis shoes outside of the Jack Purcell, so they kind of lost their edge a bit. The shoe's supposed to be a special edition, and I thought it was more like special needs. I mean, this is really terrible construction and design. The shoe is really boring to look at. If you didn't know that this was a Converse shoe, the only way you'd really be able to tell is by looking at the heel. The star on the back could mean anything. I mean, there's no chevron next to it. Yes, there are the Converse One Stars that have the star on the side, but that shoe's a little more obvious because what you're looking at is a star and then there's two stripes on either side of it usually. So overall, this shoe is just terrible. And the only time I ever wore this shoe was to the mall to buy a different shoe to replace these with. I got a little tongue-tied there, but the shoe I replaced these with was actually a Chuck Taylor. So that shows you how awful these are. I was willing to go with the most basic shoe there is to replace this one. I don't even know where the original box is, so I just, when I bought the other shoe. I wore the other shoe out, threw these in the box, and threw these in the storage room and never wore them again, which is basically what's going to keep happening until I get rid of them. They're just going to be thrown in the box in the storage room and never be worn until I decide to give them to charity. But I don't think I even want to do that because I'd be subjecting someone to horrible footwear. They'd be better off wearing thong sandals, I think, than that shoe. But anyway, this review is getting kind of long. It is the worst shoe I've ever bought. I hope never to own another shoe like it. And that's all I can really say about it. This shoe review is over. If you want to know where I got the shoe, it was Concepts. I don't recommend going there for regular shoes anymore because of this. They have special releases though, so those are probably usually fine. But for regular shoes, don't go there. If you're in the neighborhood, go to Burke's or go to the mall. There's a Cambridge Side Galleria. It's about 5 miles away. You should just go to the mall and get Jordans or Nikes or Converse or Adidas or Reebok or Asics or something else. Just anything but this shoe. I mean, you'd be better off walking around barefoot or with your feet tied with old shoelace to old flattened water bottles. That's how awful this shoe is. And that's all I have to say about that. So, this has been Converse King. The shoe review is over and way too long already. So, I'll see you next time. Peace.